In a quiet stretch of rural America where long highways run between endless cornfields and where small towns glow like tiny islands of light under the wide-open sky, there stood an old county fair, a place filled with music, laughter, bright colors, and memories that linger longer than the summer heat. Every year families from nearby towns gathered there, filling the night with excitement as Ferris wheels turned above them and warm lights shimmered against the cool air. On a late September evening when the sky was painted in shades of orange and violet, a 16-year-old girl named Emily Carter walked through the gates of the Willow Ridge County Fair for what should have been an ordinary night. Emily was bright, kind, full of life. Her hair flowed loosely behind her and her smile lit up every space she entered. She lived with her mother and younger brother, and she dreamed of one day becoming a photographer, capturing the beauty of the world that so often went unnoticed. She arrived at the fair with her best friend Rachel. The two had planned this night for weeks. They loved the rides, the games, the music, the cotton candy, and the feeling that the world was bigger, kinder, and brighter under the carnival lights. They took pictures near the Ferris wheel. They laughed on the spinning swings. They tried to win a stuffed bear at the ring toss. Emily lost every round, but Rachel teased her gently, saying one day she would win if only she stopped laughing while throwing the rings. But everything changed at 9:30 that night when the air grew slightly colder and the music seemed to fall into a slower rhythm. Emily told Rachel she was going to get a lemonade from the vendor near the entrance. She promised to be right back. She walked toward the food stalls, blending with the crowd, her hair brushing against the warm glow of the fair lights, and then she was gone. Rachel waited, thinking Emily was taking longer than usual. She checked the games, the food stands, the benches near the Ferris wheel. She called her name over the music, but Emily did not return. She tried calling her phone, but it rang only once, then silence. As minutes stretched into an hour, fear tightened around her. She alerted the staff and they made announcements over the speakers, but no one had seen her. Emily had disappeared into the night. Police arrived quickly, turning off sections of the fair, shutting down rides, and questioning everyone in sight. Officers reviewed footage from the fairground cameras. Some clips showed her walking near the lemonade stand, others showed her passing by the carousel, but the last frame they captured was Emily standing at the edge of the fairgrounds near the old livestock barn. The barn lights flickered once, twice, then steadied, and in the very next second the camera glitched and Emily was no longer there. Her mother heard the news while washing dishes at home. The plate slipped from her hands, shattering on the floor. She rushed to the fair, her face pale, her breath trembling, calling her daughter's name as though her voice could reach through the darkness and pull her back. Her younger brother held her hand, confused, frightened, desperate to understand why his sister was not answering. Officers searched the barn. It was old, dusty, filled with the smell of hay and would rot. The wind slipped through the cracks, sounding like distant whispers. A single lemonade cup sat half crushed near the entrance as if dropped in a hurry. Footprints were found, but they overlapped with many others from the fair, making it impossible to tell where they led. The town rallied together. Volunteers formed search groups, combing through cornfields, forest trails, and abandoned sheds. Flashlights cut through the night like thin swords of hope. People called Emily's name over and over, their voices echoing against the quiet land, yet the fields answered only with the rustle of dry cornstalks swaying in the wind. As the night deepened, Rachel told the officers that Emily had mentioned seeing a man earlier, someone who kept appearing near the ride, someone who seemed to be watching her. Emily had brushed it off, claiming he was probably waiting for someone, but Rachel felt a chill when she remembered the way Emily's voice had hesitated for a moment, just a brief pause that now felt like a warning. Police checked the ticket booth logs. A tall man had purchased a single ticket. Minutes after Emily entered, they reviewed more footage. In several clips, he stood in the background, near the rides, near the game booths, near the lemonade stand, always within a short distance from Emily, yet never close enough to be suspicious at first glance. In one frame, he looked directly into the camera, his face half hidden by a baseball cap and the lights flickering across his shadowed expression. The next morning, search teams expanded their reach. Drones hovered over the fields. Officers checked nearby roads, rivers, and hiking paths. They interviewed workers at the fair. One vendor remembered Emily smiling as she ordered lemonade. Another recalled seeing her walk toward the barn area, but beyond that no one knew what had pulled her away from the crowds. In the afternoon, an officer found something unsettling near the old service road behind the fairgrounds. A shoe, soft white canvas, slight dirt on the side. It was Emily's. Her mother recognized it instantly, collapsing to her knees, clutching it to her chest as though holding it might bring her daughter back, like a piece of her still remained in the world, refusing to fade. Investigators followed the service road. It led into a dense patch of woods where the air grew colder and the sunlight faded between the trees. They searched for hours, finding broken twigs, disturbed soil, and faint shoe impressions, but the trail vanished at the bank of a shallow creek. The water moved slowly, carrying leaves across its surface. A sense of eerie stillness lingered, as though the woods themselves were. Days passed, then weeks. The fair packed up and left the field empty and bare. The Ferris wheel dismantled, the lights removed, the music silenced, yet the absence of Emily hung in the air like a shadow that refused to disappear. Her picture was posted on every storefront, every diner wall, every lamp post. People who once walked with ease now moved with caution, checking over their shoulders, listening for footsteps in the quiet evenings. But then a breakthrough came from an unlikely place. A farmer living miles away from the fairgrounds saw something odd on his security camera, a figure walking near his barn late at night, small, fragile, moving slowly. When officers enhanced the footage, they saw long hair, a familiar shape, a faint outline that looked remarkably like Emily. Her clothes were torn, she limped slightly, her head turned as though she were listening for someone or hiding from something. The search shifted immediately. Drones scanned the farmland, officers combed the dirt roads, people gathered in clusters again, whispering, wondering, hoping. The sheriff believed Emily had escaped from someone or something. The direction she was moving in matched the creek path, meaning she had traveled far from the fair long after that night. But in the middle of the fields they found only a single torn piece of fabric caught on a fence wire, pale blue, the same color as the hoodie Emily had been wearing. The ground nearby showed signs of a struggle, footprints, scuffed earth, a drag mark leading toward a line of trees, and then disappearing as though the world swallowed the trail whole. The investigation deepened. Officers discovered an old abandoned house hidden deep within the woods, windows shattered, roof sagging, paint peeling like old skin. Inside they found signs someone had been there recently, footprints, dust, disturbed food wrappers, a blanket on the floor, and on the wall, drawn faintly in charcoal, was something that stopped every heart in the room, a small sketch of a Ferris wheel exactly like the one at the county fair. Emily loved drawing things. She saw her notebook was filled with small doodles of places, people, and lights, and this sketch was her way of speaking silently, telling them she had been there, telling them she was still trying to stay alive. Search intensified. People combed the woods for days, but the house was only a stop, not the end. There were no traces leading outward, as though whoever took her vanished into the forest, carrying every clue with them. Months passed, seasons changed, snow covered the fields, then melted, spring brought green leaves, but not answers. Emily's mother kept her porch light on every night, believing one day her daughter would see its glow and find her way home. Rachel kept Emily's bracelets on her wrist, refusing to remove them. Her younger brother left drawings at the doorstep, pictures of Ferris wheels, lemonade cups, stars glowing over fields, each drawn with a shaky hope that she might see them wherever she was. Though the mystery remained unsolved, the town never let her name fade. They held candlelight vigils, prayed for her return, followed every lead, listened to every whisper of a sighting, each candle a promise, each flame a reminder. Emily Carter mattered. Emily Carter was still out there somewhere. And even today people still speak of the girl who vanished after the county fair, the girl whose smile once lit up the warm September night, the girl whose footsteps faded beneath carnival lights, the girl whose story still lingers like a ghost between the turning Ferris wheels of every small American town. Her disappearance became more than a mystery, it became a question that drifted through the wind, a shadow across empty fields, a soft echo under the fairground lights, a reminder that even in the brightest places darkness can find its way. And even in the quietest town silence can hide the deepest sorrow.